This is it. We're rolling episode 632, No Laugh Track podcast here in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Acme Comedy Company. I'm Justin Severson. I have not been here at this club in, it seems like an eternity. It's been a few weeks. I am so happy to be back talking to Aidan Mccluskey today.
Yeah, man.
How are you
Good
doing?
to see you. Good.
I know we did this back, it was right around Christmas.
Yeah, it was like right after.
Yeah, that's right.
Christmas.
That's
yeah.
right. Oh, yes. We talked about... I have a note about that. Where the heck did that go? About, let's see. You just got a manual typewriter or some sort of thing for Christmas, right?
I did, from my fiance.
Before we get into all about your set I saw last night, some other things you've been up to, you mentioned that you got that because you wanted to spend less time on your phone.
Yes.
How is that going? We are now at the end of May. That was the end of December. How is it going?
Bad. I guess, probably, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because, like, at
No
the
judgment.
beginning
This
of the
is a
year,
judgment-free zone.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I was doing really good.
Really?
I was like, there's nothing on there that I need. And, like, I would respond to texts, but that was, like, it.
Okay.
And then it just is like a slippery, because, like, my fiance will send me videos on Instagram because she gets bored at work.
Sure.
And then I'm like, well, I got to watch what she's sending me. So then I see stuff, and I'm like, well, I got to send her stuff, too, to let her know I'm thinking about her. And then I start seeing stuff that I'm like, that's really funny. And I start sending it to my friends. Then I'm like on my phone for an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could have done.
And they won.
Yeah.
They won.
So, but it's such a slippery slope. I'm trying to stay off of it again.
Okay.
We were just like, we got to stop sending each other videos. So
So you've made her aware that she's enabling this.
Well, she also feels the same way.
Right
She's
on.
like, I really got to get off my phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know. And I was like, I think it's the video. She was like, I do too. So we're going to try to not send cute
This is going to be your
videos.
nightly thing now. You guys are going to sit next to each other on the couch or bed, whatever you do
Yeah.
it, and just, okay, here's the 5 videos I saved for you today, honey.
I literally did that last night.
For real?
Yeah,
Look at
I was
that.
like, I saw a couple. I was like, I was shitting, so it was fine. But I saw a few.
Oh,
and-
is that the exception when you're shitting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll
No
go-
rules.
But I'll do what I try and do when I'm shitting is play like a word game.
Yeah,
I try to play the crossword on my phone.
right on.
But the one I have is like a free version, and I think it's for like people in the early stages of dementia because it's like, what collects pollen? And I'm like, bee. It's all like 3-letter words that are super easy, so I finish them. Like I can do 2 while I'm on the toilet, and it's entire crosswords. So that's not really helping either.
That's so funny. How did you find that? Oh, that's so great.
I just looked up like free because the New York Times one got rid of the mini. You got to pay for that.
Oh,
now.
sure, yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck. That one was at least kind of hard enough where it's like I could do that in a round of shitting.
How about Wordle?
I do that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try and do that. I do the connections one,
Look at you.
but some days I ace it, and other days I'm like, I don't get a single fucking one right. And I'm really trying.
Yeah,
So I feel like that's working my brain out a little bit.
for sure.
But
I had a streak a few days ago where I gave up on Wordle after my first try and just never went back to it. And then when I go back the next day, I'm like, son of a bitch.
yeah,
Come on, be better.
I haven't gotten one, like I haven't missed one in like a really long time.
Dude.
So I have like ran it right down to the wire.
Yeah.
And then been like, I'll do like, I want one hint for what it is today. Just so I'm like not going to get it entirely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lose the streak.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to, real quickly, I had one the other day. First 2 lines, no letters correctly. Third line, got the word.
Damn.
Yeah.
What do you pick the same letter like to open with
No.
every time? Oh, I do.
Nope, I base it on something I'm looking at in front of me. So it doesn't help me.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chair,
Yeah.
you know?
That's a good one because it gets the CH,
Yeah.
AI out of the way. And the
But
R.
sometimes I'll pick words that have one consonant and,
Yeah.
one vowel. Sorry. In any case, that's very funny. Are you using this this typewriter thing that she got you?
Yeah, I use it like once a week.
Okay.
I try to use it more, but I'm one of those people, like, even when I'm not on my phone, I'll still find a way to, like, procrastinate, but in, like, a positive way, where I'm like, well, I should write for, like, an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, the kitchen's kind of dirty. Why don't I clean the kitchen and vacuum the entire apartment? And then the apartment looks nice, and I really did nothing.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that last night, how she and I both, like, procrastinate by doing, like, helpful chores around the house. Because there's always shit that needs to be done.
I've been looking at. I think. Do you think you have ADHD at all?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I think I might. And I've been saying that for years now, and I do that constantly.
Yeah.
Just the other, I did a job recently. Painted this whole bunch of work in this apartment. Someone owes me money for it. They have the money to pay me. I need to sit there and do the paperwork to add
do
up
the
what they owe
invoice.
me.
Yeah.
It takes every bit of energy that I have to do
sit
something
down
like
and
that.
do it. Yeah.
But
It's
if
like,
my garden needs my attention, or if dishes
Yes.
need to be cleaned, which I fucking hate doing dishes, I did that the other day. I washed dishes instead of doing this, and I hate doing dishes.
yeah,
What is
'cause
that?
it's like, it's mental. Those tasks are like mentally passive.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to think.
Yeah.
I want to do something, so I'm not sitting on my ass and feeling bad.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to use this. So
Isn't
yeah.
that nuts?
Yeah, I don't get that. I'm the same way. I do that about. I put off flights for a real, like, buying flights.
Oh,
For
well,
a
that's
really
probably
long
hurts
time.
you, right? Or is it
Yes.
better to wait? No.
No, because it would only be beneficial if I waited till, like, day before and
Oh,
got
sure.
like a really good one. But otherwise, no. I put off flights because I'm like, flights and hotels, because I'm like, it's so much. Where is this hotel in relation to the airport? What time should I get in to get to the hotel? I don't like that thinking.
Sure.
So I'm like, I don't.
Have you, when you go on the road, have you ever caught it? Have you ever gotten a situation when you're like, I'm not gonna make it. I fucked this up.
One time, and it wasn't my fault.
Okay.
Because it was actually the first time I was headlining a club on the road,
Oh,
and I was
oh, great timing.
Yeah, I was at the House of Comedy in Arizona, which has since shut down. I was one of the last comedians there, but I got on the plane. Everything was going perfect, and it was like enough of a time change where I could leave here at 2 and still get in at like 3 in Arizona. So I was like, this is perfect. And then I got on the plane, and then we were sitting there, and then the pilot was like, somebody pulled the fire alarm in the Albuquerque airport, and their air traffic control runs the Phoenix or something airport, so we're grounded until they get that
Son of a bitch.
fixed. So I had to, like, call my manager and my agent and be like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I guess someone pulled the fire alarm, so I'm on this plane. So I sat on the plane for like an hour and
It's like a
20
high school
minutes.
prank.
It sucked. And there was no fire. So
Oh!
someone just yanked it and
asshole.
left. Yeah.
How did they take that at the House of Comedy? Oh, they shut down afterwards, so clearly it didn't.
It didn't bode well with them. They didn't mind, because I ended up just, like, getting there, and luckily the feature picked me up
Yeah, there you go.
and drove me to the club.
Dude,
So,
pedal to the metal.
yeah. So, I mean, I had to go on stage. Like, I changed there, but, like, beyond that, it wasn't.
You didn't have it underneath like Superman. You just kind of like ripped off your suit.
No,
and
I
your-
wish, dude.
underneath.
No, I just had dirty sweatpants on and a gross T-shirt, and then it was like, I have to change.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's talk about last night. I was here. I didn't say hi to you because I rushed out of here after the show was over. Great crowd last night.
They really were.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous because, like, in the beginning, they just didn't really seem like they we're having a good time.
Interesting. So I didn't walk in here till I was running a little late. I had to go stand in 92-degree weather to watch my daughter play t-ball in no shade.
No shade at all?
No shade.
You got to get an umbrella.
I mean, I'd do it all over again, but oof, that's rough.
Yeah, dude.
That's rough. Anyway, so I was a little late.
Yeah.
When I walked in, there was the funniest person contestant. One of the contestants was on stage.
Yeah.
And and then when you came out,
Yeah.
you addressed.
Yeah, it was so...
What was going on in the back, man?
I don't know, dude. There was like a recently divorced guy who only sees his kids sparingly and had that exact energy in the green room.
Oh, no.
And it was like, he walked in and was like, "What's up, bitches?" And I'm like, oh, good. You're in here 45 minutes before the show starts. Excellent. So he kind of just took over the green room. And like one of the other three contestants, totally chill, sat down or stood and were like going over their notes. And that guy just kept talking. And one of the contestants was like, "Oh, do you have like a wife or anything?" to the guy. And he was like, "Well, she just like left in the middle of the night once. And like people just came and figure out why. Like, I don't even know really like what even happened." And it was like, I've been in here for about 10 minutes. I know why she left in the middle of the night. Because I'm willing to give you my fucking green room. You can have the house. I just don't want to be near you anymore. And
you gave him the house.
Yeah.
You divorced him in 10 seconds and gave him the house.
I said, you can have the house. I don't care.
That's insane.
Like, within, like, 10 minutes, I was like, I need to get out of here. So I walked out, and then Carlos was in the bar area.
Carlos is one of the managers here.
Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, man, can you tell them when they're, like, done on stage, they have to leave. They have to get out." And, like, I hate to be that guy.
Of course.
'Cause, like, the other three, if they were all like the other three, no problem. Because it's like, I got to do that when I was in the contest, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool experience.
To be in there with the headliner and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I
And,
bet.
like, I have no problem with that, but, like, an energy like that, it's like, well, I can't just tell you to go, so
yeah.
they all have to go, but I hate to be that person, to be like, you have to leave.
So when I walked into the club last night, like I said, I was about 20 minutes or so into the show, and I ended up seeing, in the dark, I saw Derek Hughes.
Yeah.
Magician, comedian, many-time guest of the podcast, Derek Hughes sitting in the back of the club. So I went and sat by him, which was such a nice surprise. And then right when the show was, you were done. Your headlining set was done.
Yep.
And then they were going to come back out and say who won the night or whatever,
Yeah.
right, on the contest. And that's when Derek leaned over to me and he pointed to a guy in the audience. He goes, "That's the guy over there. I guarantee that's the guy Aidan was talking about."
Yeah, yes. Everyone knew exactly who I was talking about. Because it's like his set reflected that energy.
See, I didn't see it, so.
Yeah, his set, it was like, I didn't even have to say who. People were just like, "Oh, yeah, that guy probably did suck back there."
And it's even more, I don't know what word to use. Because, as you basically said, you were in that position. You were the person that hadn't been on, that was the amateur in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now,
like,
oh my God, that's so funny.
And it was like, the other three were great. And like, they were doing what I was doing like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I was going over my set and nervous and kind of quiet and like, didn't want to overstep.
Right.
That guy, like, hoofda. I could not imagine family gatherings with in-laws. The fuck? That guy was crazy.
It's so funny. This is why I come to the shows, Aidan. This is why I come to the shows anytime I can before I do the podcast, because I know your material, or not all the new stuff, but I've seen you a bunch of times.
Yeah.
We just talked maybe a month ago in the club here, off the mic, but coming to see the show is just they're never exactly the same because you might see something crazy like that.
Yes, especially during contest season.
That's true. And it just started, like last week, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
I think this is number 2.
Yeah, there we go. So anybody, if you haven't signed up yet, you got the whole summer.
You're more than welcome.
But let this be a lesson to, behave in the back. You know, it's not even, that's easy to do, basically. The bar is low.
And it's not like, you can be confident. That's totally fine. It's just don't be whatever that was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. Hey, I was looking at your I think it was TikTok. Yeah, it must have been. And you had one. This isn't a joke you did last night. I don't know if this is just a one-off or whatever, but it was about Facebook Marketplace and someone selling meeting up to sell a self-help book.
Yeah.
Right? And I, too, love reading Facebook Marketplace.
Love it.
Because you could see some of the oddest. I want to read one to you that I recently found.
Yes, please.
You ready for this? This is on Facebook. It was actually from a Buy Nothing group. All right? Hose. I can't get the nozzle off, and I can't be bothered to untangle. Works fine otherwise. 75 feet or maybe 100, not sure.
Love that. My favorite is food. I love when people just post like the most disgusting looking plate, and they're like, yes, come to this parking lot. I'll be in the Home Depot parking lot selling this food.
What? Selling food?
Yeah, I like those ones. You can buy a plate. I used to have
like a plate for $10 or $15 or something. Wow.
I used to have a screenshot. There was one where this woman was making like memorial benches for dead people.
Sure.
But they looked like the airbrush T-shirts people wear when someone is killed.
Yes.
And they were so funny. And it's like, I can't touch you, but I can feel you, was on the bench. And I loved that. I was like, I really would like to get one of those.
Right.
And the names on the benches were really funny. It was like, that was one of my favorite finds of recently.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll I don't know. For me personally, I want to spend less time on my phone, and especially the first 10 minutes of being awake, because I take things like I react the wrong way and take things like if somebody's not making a direct, obvious, clear point, I pick it apart. So, it's stupid. It's annoying that I do that. I need to stop doing that. The other morning I woke up and within 2 minutes of being awake, I was looking at Facebook and somebody was giving away or trying to sell a couch and they said never used. And I'm like that. And in my head, I'm like, that's not true. Never used. If you said at what point is a couch used? When you sit on it twice? When you have it a month? When you sit
on it, shit on something like it gets dirty. I don't know.
You can't have a couch in your house and say it's never used. But again, I composed myself and I didn't say anything. But my initial reaction was like, what do you mean? What do you mean never?
What do you mean never?
What do you mean never? It was used.
So
stupid. It's all on me.
I gotta try. That is a big one for me that I really try and do is not use it right when I get up.
Yeah.
But I did it this morning. But normally I don't. Normally I get out of bed and I don't use my phone. And on the days I have to work, I drive to work in total silence. So I have nothing for an hour.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
But this morning I didn't have anywhere to be immediately. So I laid there for 5-10 minutes and then see I'm doing this show, I'm doing this date, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing enough. And then
God,
that's
that must be
never
tough.
good to start your day like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to not do this. And I usually don't, but this morning I was bad.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting though. Does that encourage you to do what you think you should be doing instead of sitting there and staring at your phone? Or when you said, you see people getting this gig or that date.
I guess, but then it's kind of
or do you just feel shitty?
Yeah, you do feel shitty. I mean, I do. Yeah. I'm like, damn, I'm really not doing enough. And then I stay on my phone and see all of my peers doing well. Because Instagram, I would love to just open Instagram one time and just see a picture of like, you know how like Instagram you can do a slideshow?
Yeah.
It's just like I would love to see a shattered cup with water all over the ground, a low bank account, their car in the shop. Then I would be like, okay, I'm not doing that bad. But no one posts and is like, my life fucking sucks right now. It's always I'm doing really, really good and better than you.
Yeah. Yeah, I demand. Boy, do I get that.
Yeah.
I'm not driving the vehicle I want, and I see a lot of people's driving the vehicle I want.
What do you
And
want?
I just anything other than what I have.
Yeah.
Something newer, maybe a little more, something where I can fit a kayak on top.
Yeah.
Like I don't even have a rack. I mean, I could do that. Blah blah blah. In any case, I'm not driving. The point is, I'm not driving what I have, and I see people driving what I want. And there's a buddy of mine. I'll like point that out sometimes, and I'm like, how do people afford? And he's like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know that they're living in crazy amount of debt, that their payment is $800.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess, but until I see it in front of me, I'm just gonna be like, man.
That is the one thing that does like, because this year has financially been fucking really bad for me.
Oh,
Like, I think I probably lost like $8,000 or $9,000 thus far.
what do you mean?
Because it was just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing after like, and then my mom would be like, "Well, they come in threes," and I'm like, "Well, this is the sixth fucking one."
Yeah,
so I don't.
3 times 2, Mom.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, my tooth fell out right away at the beginning of the year, like half of it, and I had to get a root canal, and that was $4,000, and it hurt really bad.
gonna say,
so I
yeah.
had like no choice
Yeah, right.
to shop around and try and find somewhere that accepts my shitty insurance.
Been there.
So then I had to pay $4,000 out of pocket. Then my tires started like smoking. So I brought my car in and my brakes were messed up, my alignment was, and then I had a slow leak, so I had to replace all the brakes in my car, get a new alignment, and get all the tires rebalanced.
Dude.
Among other things that also need to be done, but that was
Yeah.
like $1,000. And then a few other things that it was just like, how is it this expensive? Like if at a point I was like, could something just be like $300? Because then I would be like, well, that's not that bad.
No shit,
anymore.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, do I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely feel that. And another thing that probably cost you a few bucks, you got engaged, right?
Yeah. But that I bought with the money I had made from doing a show for OnlyFans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I was like, once I have enough money to buy this ring and then have some left over, I'm going to buy it.
Sweet.
And that show was like enough. So I was like, I'm going to get the ring now. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to lock it down while I still have the money.
Look at
Because
you.
it changes all the time in this field. It's like
Sure.
some months are awesome and other months really suck.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Congrats on the engagement.
Thank you. Yeah.
Another funniest person contestant.
Yes, it was.
Winner.
Yeah.
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 Look-
She won 3 years ago,
Look at that.
I think. Yeah. And I
Uh-huh.
won like 7.
Look at that.
Yeah. So we're
That's
going to,
so cool.
hopefully we got some funny kids.
I mean,
But she's
they better be.
really smart. So I hope they're smarter than they are funny.
So I'm so glad you said that because I want to. I think. How do I say this? You come across as smart. You're smart. You seem smart.
I don't really think. Well, that's the thing is I used to think I was. And then I realized how much I didn't know. Like, I have like a broad knowledge of shit that doesn't matter at all.
Okay. Think
But
so?
like when my fiance works from home, she's like a software engineer.
Yeah.
So she has 2 monitors and it's all code and she knows what all of it means and knows how to fix it. She even knows like when it's broken. And I'm like, I was like, oh, I'm not a smart person.
Well, that's
like,
an
I don't-
expertise in one thing, though.
Yeah, but like she had
You
to
could
go.
learn it.
She went to school for a long time to learn
I'm
that,
sure,
and
yeah.
then like had to max out all of her math classes. Like, she has like a real formal education,
Yeah.
and I just kind of don't.
Same.
So like,
Same, buddy.
I'm like, I have like a YouTube level of knowledge about things, but she has a professor's level of knowledge about
Interesting.
things.
See, the reason I reacted when you said that is because this is something I was thinking about talking to you about, and I was going to ask you, and I'm going to do it now. What kind of student were you in high
Bad.
school? Really, I know in
Yeah.
college you didn't finish a couple different times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Same. But in high school, I kicked ass. It was
Uh-uh.
easy. I did. But you're saying
As soon as like grades, they weren't just like, you were nice today. As soon as that was gone, I was a fucking really bad student.
okay.
I was like hiding my report card constantly because my dad would freak out. And like,
You still getting checks, son?
yeah. And
Check
like,
plus?
and I was getting like horrible grades. It would always come to the end of the semester. I would be failing in every single class except for English. And then I would come in and turn all of my late assignments in all at once, and then they would bump me up to a D or a D minus, and then I would pass. And that was like my entire high school career.
Really? Okay.
Was that? Yeah, I was. Well, and the thing, it was fucked up. I was telling Tia this the other night, but like my school was really small.
Yeah.
So they printed like the standing of the students in like the paper, and they didn't distinguish between like the special needs kids and how their grades were probably different and the things they learned.
Mm-hmm.
They blew me out of the water. I was like towards the end of the list, and my dad was like listing some of their names off, and he's like, how are they doing better? And I'm like, well, they're cooking fucking mac and cheese.
Oh, no.
Like, I don't know.
They
how
have
to-
4 gym classes, Dad.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know sin, cosine. Like, I know none of that. I don't, and I've never used it.
No.
That's what I like about doing this, is that like going home and my dad still like being like, he was a bad student. He sucked in school. And it's like, yeah, I've used none of it.
Yeah.
And I still make a living doing this.
Look
So
at that.
Didn't need it at all, really.
Uh-huh. You should go speak at schools if you need some extra money.
I should. I want
Just get kids, just get by.
At one point I was like, well, maybe I'll be a substitute teacher. That would be flexible.
Yeah.
They won't even let me do that because I don't have enough education to sit in and turn a movie on.
Yeah, right. What do you need, like 2 years of college these days to do that or something? I don't even know.
I think it's a 4-year now.
Oh, does it back up to a 4?
Yeah.
I know they were getting very desperate at one point.
Yeah.
Getting very desperate at one point. We're not gonna. Here's what I'm gonna say about the other thing that happened to you since we last spoke in December, and is that you were on Netflix.
Yeah.
And Mike Kaplan was here a few weeks ago, one of my favorites, and we recorded an episode. There were some technical issues, and it never got out to anybody. But this is one of the things I read to him, back to him. This was a like a Threads post, I believe, from Mike Kaplan. I don't know if you saw this one. It says, the show Funny AF, the show that you were on Netflix.
Yep.
Mike Kaplan said, the show Funny as F is great because it provided increased exposure for some really funny comics, and because it led my mother to learn by asking me what AF stands for.
Yeah, I mean, it did really help a lot of comics out. I mean, I wasn't in the show for super long.
Yeah.
I was just in the Chicago round. But, like, a lot of the people they showcased are really good comics.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It ended up working. I mean, that show overall, I was just like, I think they were looking for someone a little more, like, palatable to entire audiences, and I don't think I'm really that.
The one thing I want to ask you is just, years ago, there was Last Comic Standing that did, 5, 6, 7 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
And that led, I mean, there's some of the biggest names in comedy right now
Yeah.
were on Last Comic Standing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, titans of
Yeah.
comedy right now. Did you have any history watching that? Did you?
I mean, I did.
It's kind of, I mean, you're a little young to have watched that
Yeah,
probably, right?
I did before
Yeah.
going on. Like, I had found out I was going to be a part of the show, And then it was like, well, the only point of reference is Last Comic Standing.
I see.
So I just watched what I could on YouTube to get sort of like a general gauge. And then the most interesting part is some of the most famous comics now did the show and were cut or weren't hardly in the show at all.
Oh, for sure.
So I thought that part was kind of interesting. But then, like, it was almost like the ones who made it through till the end had, like, a big pop immediately after. But then some of the other ones that kept working, like, I think, like, Sam Morrill was on it, and he didn't go super far.
I don't even really remember him being on there. Yeah.
Yeah. There were a few other guys Dusty Slay.
Yeah, he's
had
doing
been
theaters
on
now.
it. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that was interesting.
Mhm.
Dusty Slay had like an interesting, never really watched any of his stand-up, but he talked about his Last Comic Standing experience.
Oh.
And like, he was saying how they told him, like, make sure you tell everybody and promote the show and whatever. So he did, and he's like, well, where he grew up is like a small rural area. So everyone was like, can't wait to watch. And then they didn't even show him on stage, and it was just like a pan of him in the green room.
Ouch.
And I was like, oh, that was interesting to hear. So it was helpful to watch all of that stuff before the show and be like, I could be a part of this and not really be in it at all.
Yeah.
And then it was almost comforting in that regard, where I was like, oh, it kind of doesn't matter how it goes because they're going to, like, do with it what they want.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
For sure. Was that your first time? Like, have you performed on TV before? I mean, is Netflix TV? I guess streaming.
I
Have you
guess
been on
that's
streaming before? On anything?
Beyond OFTV, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only thing I've done.
Okay, I have one final question. I think you can answer this one. When your episode was posted, how soon did you watch it?
Tia had to like beg for me to watch it with her because I was like, I really don't want to see it. I had some people that had like that I'd become friends with from it that like went to the premiere and had texted me and like kind of gave me a synopsis of what the show was. And then I got home. I was on the road when it got put out, and then Tia was like, she's like, I think you should watch it. She's like, just watch it with me. Finally, I was like, okay, and watched it, and I was like, oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be to watch.
Yeah.
Because I hate watching myself back.
Yeah.
Beyond stand-up, like this, I'll never watch.
What? This is for you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't like... my face is weird, and I'm not used to looking at it, and, like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, fine, I'll watch it. And she was like, you're really not in it very long. She's like, if you want, we can skip over your part. So we did.
Oh, my God.
But I watched the show, or, like, the episode I was on.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Right on. We should wrap this up pretty quick here. What are you still? And just like last time, we mentioned your podcast at kind of the end we were recording. Are you still? I looked and I saw it, and one of the things you said last time was that the podcast you were doing was going to be you were trying to get it on Spotify, and I see that there are quite a few episodes on Spotify now.
Yes, we're slowly going through our backlog.
The name of the podcast is
Goat Mentality.
Okay, and it's still new episodes coming out.
Yep, the newest are all on YouTube.
Okay,
Right away.
gotcha.
But now we're trying to get everything put on Spotify
Okay.
and like Apple and all of the other stuff.
Sure.
so.
Okay. What else should we be mentioning? Last night. Let's talk about this real quick. So I saw you, back in December. There were quite a few new jokes last night.
Yeah, I'm trying. So Lewis is always so like, he's like, you don't want to do the same act when you go back to these clubs, because within this like past year, I started like headlining clubs here and there.
Yeah.
And he was like, you gotta write. He's like, because if the people liked you and they came back to see you, you should be doing new material, or for the most part, all new. So the December was sort of dumping a lot of what I wanted, what I was doing, and then up until this point now has been a lot of like trying to write a new-ish 45 that has some sort of a flow to it.
Yeah.
But I think last night was a lot of new stuff, or like stuff that may have been in the set in December, but is more polished and has become more of a bit. I talk about my dad for a good chunk of time, where back in December I was only doing like a small portion of that, but now it's about 10 minutes of talking about my dad. So
it's great
it's
stuff.
Like trying to build on everything, and like I like to have, like, as one ends, it starts the other one. But last night it was like I have all of these new-ish and really new ideas that I want to work through. So it was kind of like, I'll do this now, try this now, then this, then this, then this. So it's kind of more all over the place. But I'm having a lot more fun doing it because it's not what I'm used to. So it feels like it changes a lot more frequently.
And that can come across to an audience, too, that you're having more fun doing new stuff.
Yeah, last night was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, awesome.
Because I was like, this is about 30 minutes of stuff that's like pretty all new that I've been on the road doing.
Yeah.
And then like 15 minutes of it was like stuff I'm trying to expound on and stuff it into newer ideas and make it work or expound on it more. So
I think I have one final question. So like last night, as we're just talking about, a lot of new stuff. Will you listen back to that today at the end of the week? How much are you going to listen back? Because you have what? As we're recording this, you have 5 more shows? Yeah. You have 5 more shows here. So
yeah, so I'll probably listen to it, like, I go to the gym, so I'm passively doing something while I'm listening to it. And then I know there was one spot of dead air that I'm like, okay, that will get reworked.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to drop that entirely, but it's hard to listen to the new stuff because I listen to it and I'm like, why didn't you say that? But like, what honestly helps is if I came alone, I'd take like a longer drive home and then listen, like think about what it is that I said or like a specific bit that I want to work out. And I'll listen to like foreign music because I don't want to know, I like lyrical music, but if I focus too much on the words, so I listen to like Russian music and think of what I was saying while I was on stage, because it's like poppy and kind of upbeat.
Wow.
Yeah. And then that helps me work through stuff, and then I write down the newer ideas under the thought that I have. I started carrying a notebook and like handwriting all of my thoughts.
Look at that, right there in your pocket.
Throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because I put
less phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my phone is like all over the place. This I can just like open and be like, okay, I bought this 3 months ago. These are all thoughts within the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn, I'm glad I got to that question.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Holy cow.
But,
wow. Well, the new stuff is great.
thanks, man. Someone that went to the show that like comes and sees me often was like, overall, we really liked it. He's like, there's some stuff you could drop, but, and I'm like, okay, well, that's good to know. I wish you would have specified what, because now I'm like, well, what the fuck is not good?
I know. You could drop some stuff. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he was like, overall, we thought it was fantastic. A lot of the new stuff is great. There's some stuff you could drop, but you're young, you'll figure it out. And I'm like, I wish you could tell me what needed to be dropped in your opinion,
Jeez, right.
rather than watch an entire 45 minutes and be like, as a whole, good, but like there were definitely parts in there I didn't like. And it's like, well, that specify a fucking little bit.
The first half.
Yeah.
Was it in the middle?
Yes, it's like then I can go back, listen, and be like, that may have been what he did not like. But then there's other stuff that it's like, well, I like that. Is that what you're talking about? So, yeah. I'm like, well, I have to listen to it and figure out what it is that he didn't like.
Oh, man. It's going to drive you nuts, man.
Mm-hmm. It is. I kind of like Derek Hughes watching means a lot because I really respect him as a comic.
Yeah.
And like, I would love, like, he watched the whole thing, and I'm assuming he had places to be, but it's like, I would love for a guy like that to be like, here's what I liked, here's what I didn't like, and what I think you could work on, and like, because it's like, that would be immensely helpful, and like, would mean a lot
Yeah.
to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You listening, Derek? Oh, that's very cool. I'm glad you said that. You need to do Tim Slagle's Crash and Burn someday.
Would love to.
Yeah.
Because I like that idea of like pumping out new. Because I listened to something with like Pete Lee, and he was talking about social media, but it sort of applied to like he was like talking about how when he wrote for TV, he would like have to write new jokes for like 8 hours. It was like a work schedule, and how much work he produced. And he was like, the stand-up social media aspect is hard because once you put it out, you burn it. And he was like, so I just started taking it like a writing job and trying to do like a bunch of new bits throughout the week, put them out. And like he was talking about like being a little more topical because of that. And like, I'm not very topical, but it's like, I like the idea of thinking of something, working it out within the week.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to, and getting on stage, like getting to do clubs and do like 5 or 6 shows. I feel like I'm getting a lot better.
Hell yeah.
Quicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which feels good, and I can feel it like internally, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I feel more confident. And I used to be like, it has to go perfectly, and I'm like, it doesn't.
Right.
And as long as they like you or they like trust you as a comic, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to come back so we can do this again.
yeah,
Because
I'd love to.
yeah, I love how thoughtful you are and all that. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Boom.